Hey, it's your boy Andrew Gavin, back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about purchase anxiety. When you're sourcing products, this is a real thing. And this happens with new sellers with Amazon. And basically, they just want to get into Amazon. They want to sell on Amazon. They're really pumped up and they just research a product, and then they go through the process of, finding another product. And then they're like, maybe this product isn't right, and they go and search another product, and before you know it, weeks and months have passed by before they have done nothing. And with Amazon FBA, you're not going to make any money until you actually pull the trigger, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So I've got a strategy for Amazon Australian sellers, which I'm adopting right now. You can use this for Amazon USA as well, or any marketplace. Let's get into it. So normally this is what would happen. You go out there, you research a particular product, and you go and source it and find out different suppliers, find out the best deal, the quality, how much it's going to cost, landed, all that sort of stuff, and then you go and you purchase it. And it's usually quite a big amount, because to get the price, it's the real low bottom price, they're going to want you to purchase what they say a MOQ, or minimum order quantity, and the minimum order quantity is generally it's kind of made up, right? Because they want you to order big. So you go out there and you purchase the 500 units, and this is the problem, because just say the units cost $5 each, and you got 500 units, right? So you're up for like 2,500 just for the cost of the goods. Then you got to add in all the other factors. This could be anywhere up to $4,000 to $5,000 just for your first initial purchase, and that's the problem, because this is just one product. All right, this is just one SKU, and you don't even know that if it's going to sell or not, right? So shelling out $4,000 to $5,000 to get the product to Amazon is a big deal, and this is the problem with Amazon sellers when they come in and they don't want to pull the trigger, which is understandable. But the way that I'm doing it in 2020 is totally different. So let's have a look at this scenario. So this is a scenario that I'm adopting in 2020. First of all, we go out and research, we find a product that could potentially be a really good product that we can sell and make profit on. All right, in another video, which I'll link somewhere here, I talk about the rule of thirds. All right, so we already know that once we source a product, that it's already going to be profitable, okay, based on the data that we get off Amazon and based off our profit margin, the cost landed, Amazon fees, and so forth. It's already going to be in a good position to actually make some money. So once we know that, then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this product, we'll repeat this research process for about 5 or 10 products. Instead of going out there and committing to 500 units, we're only going to commit to 5 or 10 pieces. So we can do this, and then we can come and just source it and say, hey, look, we want to only buy 5 or 10. We don't want to buy 500, okay? Give us your best price. And you can generally do this in Alibaba under the ready to ship tab, okay? It's even cheaper than AliExpress, right? And generally speaking, this price is going to be more than the price that they're going to give you for 500 units. Oh, okay, that's just normal, because they're going to say that the cost to produce the product is going to cost them more, right? What they sometimes do is they have this in stock, or they have other orders that are made by other clients, and they just rip them off from that production line. Okay, so but generally speaking, they'll make up something and say, hey, it's going to cost us. And if they've got no stock or no material in their warehouse or in their factory, that could be the case, right? They're going to go out and buy the material just to make these 10 pieces or 5 pieces for you. Yes, it's going to cost more. So just be prepared that you're going to pay more, sometimes double, sometimes even triple the price. So generally speaking, if the item costs $5, you might be paying $15 per item. But the risk is very minimal, see? Because now you're going to do this for 5 to 10 products, and the outlay is only $100 to $200. Now think about that before you're outlaying $2,500 to $5,000. The risk is very minimal, and the purchasing anxiety is a lot less. So instead of like, you know, hey, I'm willing to go and test a product for $100 to $200. All right, get it shipped in. Just ask for DDP, right? And that's just duties paid. That's to the door, okay? That's to Amazon's door. And generally, if it's a small product or it's a light product under 1 or 2 kilos, you know, you might pay anywhere from, you know, $50 to $150 in shipping, okay? But again, that just depends on the product. Get the product to Amazon, and you don't even have to do this for 5 or 10 products. Just do it for one product. See, the key to this is getting the products out there and seeing what sells. You know, there's softwares out there like Helium 10, Jungle Scout. You know, there's a bunch of them out there. You've probably heard of them. People are, you know, trying to sell you on these softwares, and they are useful. But the problem is, this data that they're giving you doesn't take into account a lot of factors, the human factors. You know, so even though it might say, hey, it's a good product, it's got low reviews, there's low competition, blah blah blah. That's just, it's all theoretical until you actually get the product to Amazon. There's so many different factors that are unforeseen, you know. So, like for example, you're searching on Jungle Scout or Helium 10, you found a really cool product, right? You put in the parameters, and then you get the product there. Just say you've committed to 500 units, you get the product there, and guess what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks? Whole bunch of more people that have done the same thing and using the same software, right? And you didn't account for that. Now you've got 5 or 10 different competitors that have done exactly the same as you. But you've done it just with 5 or 10 products. You just start off with one product, commit to one product and say, okay, I want to go to the manufacturer. I want to say, look, give us 5 or 10 units, give us the cost landed to Amazon. I'll send you the barcodes and I'll send you the outside label. And you just tell me, I just want a final price. You do it to Alibaba, trade insurance, so you got your ass covered. And then get the product to Amazon, to your account, right? And if you can, get the supplier to just take photos for you, right? Just make sure, tell them, hey, they've got to be 1,500 by 1,500, I think, is the minimum, or 1,000 by 1,500. But it's if you say 1,500 by 1,500 pixels on a white background, and just give me like five products, generally speaking, they will kind of have someone in that in their department, or the graphic design department, that would do that for you. Okay, just tell them, look, if you want to be a long-term customer, you know, can you do this small favor for me, because I'm trying to sell the product for you, you know. So then you get the product. You've only committed to like $100 or $200 on a product that potentially could do really, really great, and then you send it to Amazon and see if it sells. All the software in the world is not going to make a difference until someone buys it, until you know that that product is actually selling. You've only made a small commitment, and the risk is very, very small, okay? Now, by doing this, right, you actually have hard data on exactly what's out there. And by doing this and repeating this process over and over again, that's when you're going to learn, right? So you're learning how the process works and how the platform works, and how, you know, the algorithm works, and how you get sales organically, all right? And you're doing it at a low risk. So this is the best way to learn, right? Then start off with one, see how it goes. And that's how you alleviate purchase anxiety. Because you can sit there all day long and research for months on end. You're not going to ever make any money until you get that product to Amazon, FBA, and you actually list it. That's when you're going to make money. So this is what I recommend. Start off with a couple of $100, go through these steps, what I just told you. Just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to commit to $100 to $200. Think about it this way. If you're in the Make Money Online space, and if you're watching this video and you watch my channel for a while, probably watch other channels too, on either Amazon FBA or Make Money Online, how much money have you wasted on products, and then you spent hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars on courses, and you've got no income, no results. This is only a small commitment, you know, of only $100 or $200 to see if it actually works. I'll put a link to somewhere around below, like I said in the beginning of this video, the rule of thirds on how it's literally going to be profitable as soon as you land it. And then it's just a matter of getting your listing right, getting your keywords right, getting your photos done. And if you've done your homework that way, especially on Amazon Australia, where it's literally no competition compared to Amazon USA, your product should sell. All right. In fact, one of the products that I kind of thought it was going to be pretty good, and I decided to just pull the trigger and I bought in 10 pieces, it sold really, really well, and I did hardly anything to do it. I'm not saying that it's going to happen for you, for your first product, but you need to get your feet wet, right? You've got to pull the trigger or nothing's going to happen, right? So that's my recommendation. Start off small with one product and get your feet wet, and you're going to learn how FBA works. You're going to learn how this whole process works, how to list it. You're going to get one product under your belt. You're going to be like, hey, I've got one notch on my belt. Now I just need to repeat this process. Now what happens if you bring this product in and it actually does really well, it starts taking off, and you sell your 10 units within the first week. Then it's a hot product, right? Then what I would do is then go back to the supplier and say, look, I've sold the 10 products, it went well. Now I would not actually commit to 500, because if you're talking Amazon Australia, 500 units it probably take you a year to sell. Depends on how many you sell in a day. I would then commit to a bigger order, all right? And say, hey, look, I just purchased 10 off you. Now I want to purchase 100 off you, right? But don't go to like 500 yet. Just go in between, maybe 200, right? But don't commit fully. You just want to take baby steps for this product and just commit to 100. And they might lower the price for you by half or 50%, and then do that 100. That's personally what I do. I would not take the biggest risk of investing a whole bunch of money into one product. Instead, I would get multiple SKUs and have all small volume of like 150 to 100 on like 10, 15, 20 SKUs. That way, you're gonna have more products out there to potentially sell, and you're not gonna be stuck with large inventory, which I've done with one of my products. I bought huge amount of inventory and it still hasn't sold 8 months later. It sold probably 50% of it, but there's still 50% of it that hasn't sold, right? So hope you got some value from this video, guys. It's exactly what I've learned over the last 8 months, and this is going to help you pull the trigger and really get started with Amazon FBA. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I am going to give you, some more things, insights, tips, and videos on Amazon Australia, on how you can get started. It's one of the platforms that is getting overlooked by a lot of sellers in the US, which is great. So we want to establish ourselves in Amazon Australia right now before the competition heats up, right? So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll drop more Amazon videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.